What's your goal this year?
I mean, obviously, I want to go to state. A lot of people actually call me crazy because what I want to do is win state. I'm talking.
Hey guys, this is Elijah Vargas from the Goals Full podcast. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Arturo Martinez. I am a senior down at Bartlett High School. I am a track runner. Did a little bit of cross country running in my career. So.
Hell yeah! You said you're a senior this year, right?
Yeah.
So, are you? Number one, are you happy to be out of school for this winter break? And are you looking forward to graduating this semester?
I mean, obviously, who doesn't look like a good break, you know? So
yeah.
Definitely like that. And I mean, looking into like the future, definitely I can't not be like sad about graduating.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's another step forward, you know.
Of course. So this winter break, have you been focusing on? I know that obviously like you're really into track. Have you been focusing on a lot of track, running and stuff?
I mean, I've just been spending my time watching film because I have like a small lower back injury going on.
Oh shoot, really?
Yeah, so I haven't done much.
What happened with there?
So back in August, I was doing this workout out in the track, and I don't know how it happened, but like I tripped, and like it just sent like a shot of pain straight to my lower back, and like I've been trying to fight it, but like that's why they didn't do that good this cross country season, and then like it went off for a while. Like I did a workout after 2 weeks, and it went out amazing. I was like, okay, I'm back. And then I went for like a small long run with my friends, and it came back, and I'm like, shoot, here we are again.
Shoot, dude, that sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly what it is, or it's just like a pain, or
it's just like a lower back pain. Like,
yeah.
If I go like for a long run, just like after a while, like I straight up have to stop because it won't go away.
So you're gonna stick to like shorter distance sprints and stuff.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty valid. I'm gonna move into like your background, as you know.
Yeah.
Many of these podcasts, I go into the person's background for the audience to understand why I'm talking to them and all that, all the other details about them. So where did you grow up?
I grew up down in Hanover Park. Yeah.
Not too far.
Yeah, not too far. Yeah.
Did you spend all your life in Hanover Park, or?
Most of it. I recently moved down to South Elgin. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, we know a lot of kids from South Elgin.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Because I know like that's like rival territory for us, you know.
I mean, it's not that bad. Like there's like a kind of like big small street, so like there's no one living in front of me, and then like behind me I just have a football field.
Oh yeah.
And then like there's no one like from actual school except for the girl living next door. She goes to South Elgin. She's also a senior. Yeah. But like I've never talked to her, so it's like.
Yeah, it's a little Do you ever like use that football? You said it's a football field, right? Do you ever use that for like running or like sprints or workouts or whatever?
I did, but right now it's under construction.
Oh shoot!
It was just a grass, and they're making it turf now.
Oh really?
But like
that's interesting.
But they have like another side field, and I'm still using that to work out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So growing up, like, how would you describe your childhood?
I describe it as pretty well. Not too rough, not too like good.
Yeah.
You know, like right in between.
That's pretty good.
I've had pretty good opportunities to like grow to the person I am right now, so it's not something I can complain about.
That's pretty nice. So what hobbies did you have when you were younger? Was it always running, or did you just become a runner recently?
Nah, I didn't pick up running till like later on. But the hobbies growing up were just like I would just play around. Like, I would play with toys, like Legos. I would watch TV, Cartoon Network, Disney XD, like.
What'd you watch on that?
Honestly, anything they would put on, like Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, dude, I love that.
Amazing World of Gumball, like all that. That's what I would watch, and like I would go out, like hang out in the playground and all that too. So.
Yeah, dude, that was a shit. I remember, like biking to Centennial, play there with a few of my friends, and then like you said, Amazing World of Gumball, bro. That was the shit. I love that show.
Yeah.
Teen Titans, dude. Me and my brother used to watch this shit all the time, especially with like our friends that live on the corner down there. Bro, we would watch that. We watched like what's that show called? Jesse.
Oh yeah,
I know it's kind of like a girly show, but dude,
it would entertain you. It's like
we like that, like Kicking It and like Bunked or whatever. All those shows, all those like dramas, like kid dramas. It was weird.
It's like what was back then, like
Yeah.
So it's like
I mean, yeah, that was the shit though. So how'd you say like your hobbies have changed as you've gotten older? Because you said that like you like to watch TV, and you liked a few other things, but moving into now, like how have they changed?
I mean, obviously, like I've matured a bit, so obviously I don't watch as much Teen Titans Go. Like occasionally I would be like, I'm down to watch it because like the nostalgia, but I've definitely picked up like lifting a little bit more. Obviously in track, I'm focusing on that a lot. I gotta focus up on school, so obviously that's changed. But like I also collect Hot Wheels.
Oh, that's cool.
Room,
really?
Like the walls, they're just filled with Hot Wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I've seen. I swear that you've snapped me like a picture of the wall or something. I could be tripping, but
probably did.
I've definitely seen like the medals and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know about the Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So essentially, my room is like my bed right here, and right there on that wall, I have all my medals.
Yeah.
And then like it's a window like right in my like head, and then like in front of me is like my TV, and then I have like a whole wall just filled with Hot Wheels.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
That's dope. My room's a freaking mess. Dude. Like,
I mean, I'm not saying it's clean, but I'm just saying, like,
no, it's just kind of organized by wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I will say my dorm room looks nice.
Okay.
Like, if you go to my dorm room, like, I've got what do I have? I have, like, a Creighton flag.
Yeah, I see that one.
I have, I know, I snap a lot of people there. And I've got, like, my old podcast flag, the one that was before this, like, the tan one.
Yeah.
I've got that like right next to my bed, and then on the other wall, my roommate has like an American flag draped down. It looks pretty dope.
All right.
So yeah, like our room's kind of way neater than my room upstairs. Like,
okay.
It looks way better. But yeah, so when did you pick up running? Like at what age?
I mean, I've always been an active kid.
Yeah.
So like I've always like played soccer, this and that, but like full out picked up running was after 5th grade, cause like the little like track meet we do for the elementary kids in like May.
Yeah, I remember that.
My elementary school in Terraville, they did that, and like I joined 5th grade, and after that it was like, yeah, I want this.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah. And so like my cousins, they were in a track club down in Elgin, and so like I'm like, shoot, I want to try it. And so, like, I showed up and I just stuck with it.
Yeah, I get that. That elementary meet, bro, I think that's probably that's what, for a lot of kids, I think that's what made them like running.
Yeah. Because
I remember, like, all before that, the only thing that I liked about running was we'd play tag during recess and stuff like that. But I didn't realize that it could be, like a sport, you know what I mean? It felt just like a game. And then finally we go to that and it feels like it's a whole competition, you know what I mean? That was what was cool.
Yeah.
Being able to say that you won this race, being able to say like you ran like this really long, I forgot which one I did. I think I did the 800 once.
I did that one 6th grade.
Really? Yeah, I think I did too.
5th grade, I remember my events. I only did, if I'm not wrong, I only did shot put in the 100.
Really?
5th grade. Yeah. Because I was actually chubby back then.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was so out of shape. The first, like...
I can't imagine that.
A lot of people can't.
Yeah.
But, like, the first mile I ever did was 20 minutes.
Really?
Really.
Oh, shoot. Dude, now you're running, like, 3 miles in that time.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild. I think I did shot put, like, in 5th grade. I don't know if I ever went back to it, but I was pretty fast in, like, elementary school, and my coach was also my teacher, and he put me in like everything. I remember being in like the 4x4, what else was there? Like, was there a 4x2 or something? I was like he put me in all the relays.
That, if I'm not wrong, they do. I mean, back then, like my 6th grade year, there was the SMR, the 4x2, and I believe probably the 4x1.
Yeah, there was probably, I think there was a 4x1.
Yeah.
I think I remember doing that one too, but I also did like a 100 and a 200 as well, and I just remember being exhausted. But like, I also played very well, I think.
Oh yeah, 6th grade. Like after I stuck with running, I came back the next year, And like the coach was like, "Yeah, you're our guy now."
Yeah.
And it's like
that's crazy.
Like I remember the events he put me in 6th grade. I did the 200, I did the 800,
Damn, dude.
SMR, and the 4x2.
Yeah.
And the SMR was all hype then.
Which one is that one?
They did the short SMR, so it's like it's just a regular relay.
Oh,
but
okay.
first and second leg they do a 100.
Oh.
Third leg does a 200. Last leg did the 400.
Yeah.
And that's the leg they made me do.
That sounds like something Sir Luca would do for a workout.
Yeah. He honestly did.
Yeah, it does. I don't know, bro. So you said you've always been active. Can you think of like a specific moment or person that made you decide to start running?
Decide to start running? I mean,
or was it more of like your parents made you do it? Because that's what it was for me.
I mean, yeah, a little bit of everything, to be honest. Like back then, as I said, I was chubby. It wasn't all my fault though, because I ended up having a surgery back then. So I ended up spending like a couple months like inactive.
Yeah.
So after that, it was like I don't want to feel like that anymore. I want to be like all active.
Yeah, I totally get that. I remember playing like a lot of that. Dude, I was very active, to be honest.
Yeah.
I played me and my best friend, he's on here 2 or 3. No, he must have been on here like 3 or 4 episodes ago now. But me and him would just like, I'd meet at his house, we'd play basketball.
Yeah.
And it'd be like hours, and then we'd go inside and play like 2K. Okay. Because we were really into basketball, but that was like during the summer. We do that every day. Yeah. And then during school we played. We do track. Okay. And then after school program we play basketball, and then I also did taekwondo on the side. Okay. Yeah. I'm like I did a freaking lot. I don't know. But from what it sounds like, especially looking at what you're doing now, like you're very, very active. Yeah. Every time I talk to you, it's like you're very locked in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all. There all is to it. You know?
Yeah. So, like I said, you're always locked in, and every time I talk to you, like it seems like you have this goal. Yeah. And it's usually to go to state. What's your goal this year?
I mean, obviously, I want to go to state, you know. But a lot of people actually call me crazy because what I want to do is win state. I'm talking about like state record too and all that, and they look at me and they're like, "You're far off." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, anything can happen." Cause like what my mom always tells me, cause I'm always nervous before I race, which at this point I just embrace it because it makes me do well. But what she always told me is like, "Look at that guy right there. He has 2 legs and he's breathing air. He has nothing special compared to you." So I'm just like, there's nothing to lose. I tell everyone I want the state record. I wanted to win state, and I'm like, there's nothing to lose. I mean, like, worst case scenario is like, oh, shoot, I wanted to state. I didn't win, but it's like, I wanted to state. Because some people were going to be like, oh, I just want to race a conference. And, like, if that's their goal, they're not going to make it any further. And I'm like, worst case scenario, I don't win state. It's like, at least I made it,
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I'll probably make a clip of that.
Okay, that's fine.
Honestly, that's very motivational. I think that can inspire some people.
Yeah.
Because when you have a goal and it's just conference, that's a very low bar. Everybody goes to conference.
Exactly.
Except if you haven't made varsity yet.
Exactly.
But if you set your goal to win state, then minimal you have to make it to state.
Exactly. Right? So it's like, even if you set your bar so high, it's like, worst case scenario, you're gonna like achieve a higher goal than the person that they didn't set the goal as high. It's like, it's that simple.
Exactly.
It's all about the mindset.
I love that. Best of luck with that.
Thank you.
So so you said that you're watching film, and then these next few months, what are you doing to prepare?
Well, indoor season always for me is just like a warm-up type of thing, like get the rust out, because I mean I have a really long stride, which is definitely what helps me out, like when I do like the 400. So right now all for me is just getting to shape, especially with my injury. I got a small setback, so it's really just like get in the weight room, get a little bit more explosive, work on my start, work on my first half, because that's where I'm always slow, and then just crank out some workouts. Then as soon as we step to outdoors, it's just like game on, like bring it on. I'm ready.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I love that. So, once, okay, let's say you have like a perfect season. Let's say you reach your goal. You make it to state and you win state. What are you gonna do from there?
To be honest, as I told you, I do club track down in Elgin. So after that, after winning state, hopefully, I mean, probably take up like a little bit of a break, just to let the body settle, and then get straight back to it, get into the summer season because I can actually make it to nationals down there. And I put it in my note straight on New Year's. It's World Under 20 year, which is like this big ass competition globally. This year's being held down in Lima, Peru, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's an international thing. It's like Canada goes there, US goes, Mexico goes. It's like it's a big thing, and like if I can make it there, it's like I'm solidifying myself as one of the best youth out there.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
And that's before you even go to college, right?
Exactly.
Dude, that'd be sick, bro.
And I mean, it's U20, so I can still race against college kids, but it's like if I make it there, it's like I'm up there with like already college kids before I even get to their same level. It's like,
yeah, it's good to just get your name out there, right?
Exactly.
And also the experience is it's very valuable.
Yeah.
So I want to say, who would you say is like your biggest rival or someone that pushes you to like be your best?
Shoot, I mean, I can obviously say like a bunch of guys I've raced in the past, but at the end of the day, it's myself. It's the guy. Yeah. It's the guy that when I wake up and go to see myself in the mirror, it's like it's that person in the mirror. That's my biggest rival. Because when I step into a track, I hear a professional runner say this once, like 2022. He's like, my lane, my space. It's like I'm racing myself. I'm racing the clock. It doesn't matter who's in front of me, who's behind me, who's in the lane next to me. It's always me versus me. So yeah, I can say about like the guys down at Elgin, South Elgin, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm just racing myself.
Yeah, I love that. That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Cause I know like I don't know if I asked Braden, but everybody knows Braden's is like Strama.
Yeah.
Isaac's was Isaac's was probably Strama as well.
I think so too.
But I don't know if I ever had one. Mine was probably Isaac, to be honest.
Yeah.
But eventually he took off, and then I stayed put.
Yeah.
And I got slow. So
yeah.
Like I remember, was that No, that wasn't sophomore year because he didn't run. But junior year, me and him were neck and neck, and then I got injured before track, and then I didn't. Obviously, I didn't run, and I came back and I was slow.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I didn't run track again.
Yeah.
But I honestly think track is one of the most exciting sports.
Yeah,
especially
if you understand it, it's definitely like something like you enjoy watching.
Exactly. 4x4s, dude.
Dude, I love
That's
them.
where all the hype comes, dude.
I love it, like when they stick all together. Because when it gets strung out, it's like, okay, I know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
But when it's like they're like neck and neck, it's like, okay, I want to see like what happens next. You know?
Like I've seen it a few times. From the track meets that I went to, it looked like we're behind, and then someone like you were like Tony with huge long legs, long strides. You guys come in and you put us like neck and neck with
Dude,
the next
I remember
person.
Outdoor conference sophomore year.
Yeah.
We had one of the best teams that year for like the 4x4.
We definitely did.
And coming into conference, we weren't that high. I think we were like 6, something like that, like seated. And I remember the order. It was Tony, Bradley, Colin, and I was wait, no, I'm wrong. Hold up. I was first leg because I was the only one that could do like a decent block start, and I was the fastest 400 runner. So they're like, yeah, you'll go first. Then it was Bradley, Colin, and then the anchor was Tony.
Dude, that team's goated.
And like
that team's good.
And I wanted to be anchor though.
Yeah.
And Tony didn't want to be anchor. He wanted to be first.
Of course he did.
Yeah, because he's like, I can't handle the pressure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's talk to Sir Luco. We went up to him. We were like, can we actually switch it? Because it wasn't the first time we were trying to do it. And he's like, go ask the officials. If they're okay with it, you guys can do it. We went. And the guy's like, whatever we have on this paper, it doesn't matter as long as those 4 people show up.
Oh, okay.
And so like we're like, okay. So we switched it around. I was anchor. that year Larkin ended up winning by like a lot. We got smoked by Larkin. But when I got handed off, Colin got us into fourth. But it was at that point Larkin won, and second place was a battle between South Elgin and Elgin. We were like 30 meters behind. I managed to catch up to them.
Oh shit!
I didn't beat them, unfortunately. Like we still got fourth, but like I caught up to them. We finished like neck on neck, and
Damn.
we were like hella behind. I was like, and I ended up running like a 53-8 split.
Damn, dude, that's what I love, bro. That's what I love. I love those like. That I don't know if you call that like an underdog story in like track.
No,
where
yeah, definitely.
You start the race and you're like way behind, and then somebody grabs the baton and just catches all the way.
Yeah, it's like that's what gets you excited. That's like what actually gets like hype to track.
It really does. Especially when you got like the whole track and field squad, everyone.
Dude, I remember that day.
On the side.
Yeah, I remember that day. It was just like straight up all Elgin and South Elgin, like out in the home stretch. And the curve, it was just Bartlett, like all yelling at us, cheering at us. And I'm like, that's what we love.
Yeah. Dude, you can't beat that feeling,
exactly.
Bro. You can't. I don't think I've ever, I might have been in a 4x4 once. Yeah. I don't think I ever got that feeling that you probably get all the time.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Because when you have like 30 or 40 people just screaming at the top of their lungs, that's
I mean, this year Sir made me do first leg a lot, so it wasn't as much, but it's like you still get it, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, like, what milestones or goals have you already reached so far in your like running career?
I mean, I've done quite a bit. Obviously, I'm in the top 10 for the 400 at school, indoor and out. Obviously, I won conference last year, which is something I've wanted ever since sophomore year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the fastest indoor and outdoor conference runner returning. I'm one of the like top 5 in sectionals returning. So it's definitely like that's some of the milestones I've accomplished. Obviously, every time I drop time, it's like, okay, I just surpassed the old me. Let's keep going. So, I mean, I've accomplished quite a bit. Job's not done, though.
Of course, bro. Of course. You got to keep that forward mentality, right? What do you think is like your favorite memory from track?
From track, shoot, there's a bunch.
Maybe do it.
If I had to pick like just high school.
Yeah, do it by year. So like maybe like per year, maybe if you can think
per
of it,
year.
If you can think of it.
Sophomore year. I mean, to be honest, they're all conference so far.
Yeah.
I mean, freshman year I didn't have a freshman year because of COVID.
Yeah.
I had a summer season. My favorite memory was running sub 1, because I didn't practice for like almost a year because of COVID. So I only had like 2 months of running under me. In that my first 400 of the year, it was straight up my old PR, 102. And then second me was like one flat, and I went to talk to my summer coach, which I still like text him during the season. I'm like, okay, I just did this workout, you know, this is how I feel. He's like, okay. And I went to talk to him. He's like, next meet you're gonna get it. He's like, next meet we're going sub 1. And next meet it was AAU regionals. There was like 3 heats. I was in the slowest heat because I mean one flat. Come on. There was like 3 guys in that heat total. And back then I didn't use a block yet, so I was just standing there like. And my coach, he went out to Dick Sporting Goods and he bought me a pair of shorts. They were like short shorts with a compression short under, and he's like, I just bought you this. You're gonna break one today. And I'm like, okay. And like I went out there and I went out like a bullet. I passed the guy next to me so fast. He ended up catching me again in the home stretch. He beat me. But just like my coach told me, he's like, we're gonna get it today. I ended up running 58.8.
Hell yeah, dude.
As a freshman.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's like 2 seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
2 seconds, for those that don't know, like, it sounds like a 2 second difference isn't that much, but like.
And I mean, it's a sprint too, and it's like.
For a 400, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah. And then like, you know, sophomore year came around, and so I just wanted to keep going. And definitely my favorite memory would be outdoor conference again, because I was stuck all season running 55s, which I mean, I'm not mad about. I was being consistent. It was like, I know I can do faster. Coming to conference, I was like seated 7th. I was in lane 1. So everyone was in front of me, and I'm like, shoot. But I was like, I was nervous.
This was sophomore year.
And I was like, okay, let's just go for it. I got into lane 1. I got into my blocks. I always like, I pray a little bit. And so I get into the blocks. They say set. I get up. They shoot the gun and I get out. And this is like the smartest racing move I did all sophomore year. And it was like hold myself. Because usually I would get out. That's what happened at county actually. I went out trying to beat everyone. I was in lane 8. And lane 4 and 5 cut up to me and so I died out. And so sophomore year at conference, I just hold myself back. And by the 200 mark, as soon as I hit the 200 mark, I thought to myself, it's like, time to let it loose. Just go for it. And so that whole curve, I just went for it. We got to the 100 meter mark, and I looked to the corner of my eye, and I'm like, I'm in this. Because we were almost in a single file line. I'm like, I'm still in it. I'm like, I can do good. And so I just booked it, and I ended up getting 4th. Running,
dude,
and I PR'd by a solid margin, running 54:39. And I'm
dude, you went 58 to 54.
I went in a year, yes.
Damn.
I mean, I PR'd again in sectionals with a 54 too. And I'm like,
shoot.
And then I looked at the results. It was Conrad Sasha from
South Elgin. Yeah, that
I mean, he went D1. All respects to him. Then he was his teammate who got 2nd, and then a guy from Fendon, but they were all seniors. So I'm like, coming into next year, I'm gonna win this. I don't care what anyone says.
For sure, bro.
And I mean, coming to this year, last year, junior year, indoor conference, I was like, I can win this. I ended up getting 3rd, which really hurt because I was like, damn, that was one of my goals. But I was like, okay, I'll get them outdoor. So outdoor conference comes around, and I'm looking at the seeds. I'm the number 1 seed. I'm like, okay. Behind me was a South Elgin kid running a 52.8. I'm like, if anyone's going to beat me, that's going to be him. Then Elgin had their state qualifier in the 800, Jack Allen, in there too. I'm like, if anyone's going to beat me, it's going to be those 2 guys. It doesn't matter. And then I have a friend down in South Elgin. I was talking to him. He's like, oh, yeah, my friend's going to scratch the 400.
Oh, shoot.
He's like, yeah, he's going to scratch. We went to focus in the 4x4. I'm like, are you sure? And his friend was right there, and he asked him, and he's like, yeah, I'm scratching. I'm like, okay, that's 1 less. Coming into, right at start, I look around. Jack Allen's not there. I'm like, I just won.
I just won.
And, I found the video on Instagram.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course you did,
yeah. I found, a longer video of it a couple days ago. First 200 just looks like I'm jogging. Straight up. It just looks like I'm jogging. And then, 200 starts to go. And I remember it perfectly, those last 200. Because it was, Glenbard East guy in my outside in lane 6, because there was no one in lane 5. They scratched, and so I cut up to him by the 200 mark. I'm like, okay, I won. And so we came to the last 100. And I look at the corner of my eye and I see my friend Nick West from Elgin right next to him. I'm like, okay, let's see who has that dog in him.
Yeah.
And I just booked it. I have some close up videos and you can just see the grit in my face trying to win.
That's so cool.
And I cross the line, I look around, and I'm like, I won.
Yeah, that's sick, dude. That's so cool. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. And that was junior year, yeah?
Yeah, and it was it was so good. I yelled, I ran out to the turf, I threw myself to the ground. I stood up, and Coach Luca just comes up and picks me up.
Yeah.
And he's celebrating. I'm like, hell yeah, we won. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's not only a win for me, but I had the Bartlett jersey, so it's I'm
for the team too.
It's for the team, yeah.
Yeah.
And I look at the video, you can just see Yuva, he came bolting from the other side cheering me on.
Yeah.
You can see Alex Brown cheering me. Some other guys, Jacob Carradine, he actually ran a bit cheering me on, and I'm like, that's why I do it. It's not just a win for me; it's for the school. The team.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people, dude. A lot of people look at track. Same with wrestling and think it's only an individual sport, but when it comes down to it, you're wearing that, like you said, you're wearing that jersey. You're representing that school.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you win, it goes towards your team. It goes towards your team's points.
It's I got 10 points. It's sure, I'm the one getting the gold medal, but at the end of the day, I contributed it to the team. We ended up placing 3rd, and Sir Luke was from my whole coaching career here, that's the highest we've placed. And it's come on.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So. What's like your favorite thing about track? So I know we've been talking about like how it like the different feelings you get like while you're running. Yeah. For me, it's like I love passing people. The feeling of passing someone, overtaking someone is like my favorite thing. But we were also talking about like how it feels when people are on the side and they're cheering you on. So what is it for you? What do you think it is? Is it like adrenaline?
Probably a little bit of that, and a little bit is just like if I do good, if I like that sensation that you get when you PR, like you know, like you cross the line and you're like, okay, I've improved, let's keep going. It's like you look at, cause you're spending all this time like in the weight room, in the track, working your butt off, like sweating, sometimes even bleeding, you know, your body hurts most of the time, and you gotta watch everything that you're doing to try and improve. So it's like you actually get to the line, you get that adrenaline rush. They shoot the gun and you go, and it's like once you cross that line, you actually see your time improving. It's like it's all paying off. It's all coming together at the right time.
Yeah. That's everything. Everything like PRs. Like I think track like the only sport besides I'd say like weightlifting that we measure in PRs. Probably.
I mean,
right?
There's swimming too.
Swimming, but I think track it's even crazier because like obviously you know like it's in time. So, like I don't know how to explain it. It just feels different.
Yeah, it definitely does.
What do you think is like? What's like the biggest challenge for you in track? Is it
biggest challenge?
Do you think it's like breathing? Is it like injuries or
Shoot, I honestly don't know. Because, I mean, you say injuries, but to be honest, doing track season, I hardly deal with injuries.
Yeah.
It's most of my injuries actually come during cross country seasons. If I'm being honest.
Because it's like overdoing it kind of.
Probably, yeah. Because growing up, I've done cross country, total of 6 years. Because, I mean, I took, junior year off.
And you don't like it either.
No, I don't like it. I mean, I liked it at first, but then, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not for me. And, all my injuries always came from there. I've always had hip injuries, knee injuries. I mean, now a lower back injury, and most of it comes from cross country. But for track, the hardest thing is probably just, probably mentality sometimes. Because it's you look at the heat sheets, and sometimes you're not the fastest. Probably that's the hardest part sometimes. But at the same time, that always plays for me, too, because I look at the heat sheets, and if I'm not the fastest, for example, sectionals. Yeah, sectionals would be a good example. I wasn't in the fastest heat. That was the only me all season I wasn't in the fastest heat. I was in the second fastest. But I was I'm here, and not only because I'm one of the best at my schools, but I'm in this heat, and I'm racing the best runners from the other schools. It's I earned my spot. It wasn't just given. I earned it.
Yeah.
So it's I looked at some times, and I'm oh, this guy's running a 48. This guy's running a 49. I'm I wish I could do that. And it takes some motivation away, but at the same time, it's I wasn't just given the lane there. It's I earned it.
Exactly.
Exactly. I fought my way through it. I've done the workouts. If I'm in the same race as him, it's I earned it.
Exactly. I think I've seen a lot of runners get to that position that you're talking about and just be super scared.
Yeah.
And be dude, look at this guy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's literally the same thing in wrestling too.
Yeah.
I want to say because they'd be varsity 182, would just so happen to be where I am.
Yeah.
And looking at the guy that they're matched up against and be oh my gosh, look at him. He's massive.
Yeah.
Look at that guy. His record's 40-0. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're also on varsity. You're
exactly.
literally the most qualified person to go up against that guy. He's probably scared of you too.
Yeah.
Maybe. You literally never know.
Yeah. And that's where my mom comes into play. Like I said earlier, every time I would look at the heat sheets, I'm oh, I'm gonna get smoked by this guy. Oh, this guy's running way faster than me. My mom will always look at me. It's he's breathing air. He has 2 arms. He has 2 legs. He has nothing special compared to you. If you're in the same race, it's it's exactly that. You earn your spot to race him. It's not that he just challenged you and you're going to end up racing. It's he worked out, you worked out, and like you're almost the same speed then if you're in the same race.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a very important thing. Like,
yeah,
you have to be able to realize that the people that you're going up against are just human.
Yeah,
they're not like above you. They're not like anything else. They're just people.
Exactly.
So
it's like you earned your spot to be there with him. It's
exactly. I want to ask like a few. What does this is a kind of like a different term. Different turn. Still saying on track, but what does your diet look like?
To be honest,
like during season.
During season, I don't have that much of a diet. If I'm gonna be fully honest, I try to stay away a little bit from like the sugary stuff,
yeah,
like chocolate chip cookies, because I'm a big like sweet type of guy.
Me
Candy,
too.
like juice, all that. I try to stay away from it during the season. I don't cut it out because I'm like, it's all about having a balance. But like I definitely like reduce it a lot. I put my water drinking like a lot higher. I drink like almost a gallon, I'd say.
Water is very important for like all
so
sports.
like I try and just balance my diet around like getting chicken in, steak, protein, carbs,
rice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna carb load like a distance runner, but like it's still important,
That's funny. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
So what foods do you think is like most important because I know like obviously distance runners is probably carbs.
Yeah.
You're kind of like in that mid distance / short distance, yeah. So what would you say is important for that?
I mean, to be honest, it's just like balance everything out. Like just enjoy life. Like stay away like a little bit more from like all the sugary stuff, like all that. But just balance everything out. Like like when you get your plate, like put a little bit of carbs there, protein, like put everything like in a balanced way, Especially like as a sprinter, like you definitely need protein, because you're cranking out like all those speed sessions. You're cranking out that weightlifting, so like you're breaking down your muscles. So like get your protein in, help the recovery. Electrolytes too. That's very essential. You'll be sweating a lot.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, it's like just enjoy life. Enjoy your food.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you were gonna say like protein and stuff like that. Obviously distance runners I'm saying this because I was a distance runner.
Yeah.
It was mostly carbs. Ate a lot of pasta, bread, and all that stuff. But like once I got into like weightlifting, like now I eat a ton of protein. It's like all I eat.
Yeah.
But I would say probably if I sprint like right now, I'd probably be faster.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just because I mean, there's a few other things that I've been working on. So.
Yeah. Okay.
How would you say this is another, still on track though.
That's fine.
How would you say like looking at how like track has affected you? How has track changed your life?
I mean, it made me to who I am today. Like track has blessed my life. It's not like it changed it; it's straight up blessed me. Cause it's like I'm at the point where I don't gotta worry about my health. Like I gotta worry about injuries and all that, but it's not like I gotta worry about like, being a little bit like overweight or anything like that. I just gotta worry like, am I gonna get injured from this? It's like it changed me to a point where it's like it allowed me to be mentally strong. Like I'm not gonna get easily influenced into like bad behaviors or anything. It gave me my hard work ethic, and all that.
I think that's very important. A lot of when you look at sports, a lot of kids say that for each sport that they're in.
Yeah.
Because I know like I've gotten similar responses from like I'm gonna say again like wrestlers.
Yeah.
Who else have I had on here? I don't know if I've had like swimmers, but just like weightlifters. Yeah. They learn like people learn from sports like discipline, hard work, patience. Yeah, yes. Very much patience, persistence, never giving up, stuff like that. And I think like that's probably one of the reasons why sports not exist, but like are like still exist.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, people are getting more lazy and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think that the people that do them, like, they take so much out of it.
Yeah.
It's really important because if you do it, obviously, like, number one, it positively affects like your health and all of that.
Exactly.
But it's so much deeper than just
exactly
that. So much deeper.
It's like it involves a lot of commitment to do a sport if you're really trying to improve. Like if you're just doing it for fun, like okay, but like if you really like, you know, that's your life, it's like it takes commitment.
It really does. It really does. So I'm not even gonna ask that because that's like you already kind of answered that and it's pretty obvious. You're planning on doing track in college, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, hopefully.
So what colleges are you looking at? I heard Carthage, but that was kind of a whisper from someone.
I mean, yeah, I went for a track visit down at Carthage. I mean, North Central was trying to get me in there. I mean, and I applied to both. I got accepted
both
to both.
Red, yeah?
Yeah. There's a theme with red, apparently. But I mean, my dream school is USC, University of Southern California.
Oh, dude, that's dope.
Yeah. And I mean, if I can run track there, it'd be amazing. Like, it's literally known as 400U.
Yeah? It's good for track then?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing. Okay.
I mean, that's the university with the most Olympic medals and most like Olympic athletes in the world.
That's crazy.
And I mean, their head coach is Quincy Watts. I don't know what year, but he won the 400 and the 4x4 gold at the Olympics.
Damn, bro.
And his PR is like 43.5. So it's like, if I manage to get there and he's coaching me, it's like, I got life.
For the 400?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, he has some of the best, he has had some of the best athletes.
Damn, bro. Wait, hold up. I gotta look this up. 'Cause, like, I just want to know, what's like the world record?
43.03.
Really? That is the world record?
Yeah. By Wade Van Niekerk from South Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
First, it's a South African, bro.
And like he ran it back in the 2016 Olympic games in the final from lane 8.
Lane 8, bro. What?
I watched the video and I just end up flabbergasted. It's like, you did that from lane 8.
Yeah, lane 8 is longer, right?
It's not longer. It's just it feels longer. And I mean,
I don't know how that works because I know it works for like all the other. Oh, because they have like that
stagger,
like the waterfall.
Yeah, you get the stagger,
okay,
so it's not technically longer. It's just like it feels longer because you like getting that back curve a lot further.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. But damn, dude, 43 is crazy.
I know.
That's wild.
And to think he was that close to like 42, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
You said 43.3?
43.03.
Oh, 3. Oh, shoot.
He was that close to 42. I'm like, shoot.
So it's like do you think that now like a lot of people are like in the 43s or because I know like once the person who is like Roger Bannister that hit the mile, the 3-minute mile, or is it 4-minute? No, 3-minute, yeah.
I mean, the only 2 people I heard like ran really fast in the 400, like the mile last year was. I mean world record.
Oh, world record. He hit like the 3-minute mile, and then that was and then like after he hit that, everybody started hitting that. I mean, not like 3 flat. I don't actually know.
I mean, I know the world record's like 3:43.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who was the first person to hit the 3-minute mile. But yeah, like a bunch of people have been breaking it. Shoot, even high schoolers are breaking it nowadays.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, damn.
Getting into the world record?
No, into a sub 4.
Oh, sub 4, yeah, dude, that's wild.
Like, I think it was last year, cause Boston University, they have like the best indoor track out there for like records. Yeah. Like it has the most records out there, like straight up.
Damn, dude.
And they did the science behind it, and like they found out why. I don't remember it.
Is it like ideal conditions and like weather?
It's banked. It's indoor track.
Okay.
Yeah, it's indoor track. It has like a bunch of like distance records, and like they had an indoor meet. I believe it was last year. There was like 50 guys under 4.
Damn.
Like I was watching it.
That's crazy.
I was watching a guy scroll through the result on TikTok, and like he would just keep scrolling and scrolling, and it was just like 354, 354.
There wasn't like a single 4.
There was a 4,
was
but it took like a long time, like to actually get to the 4.
Damn.
And I'm like, damn.
That's wild, bro.
I mean, it's also a lot like that technology that like shoe companies are putting into the spikes now.
Yeah. Have you ever sold shoes? Have you ever sold shoes? Like, I know that you were into shoes for like a little bit.
I don't sell shoes. No.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I know a lot of kids.
I mean, I know a bunch about running shoes, especially Nike shoes. But like
you never sold them.
Nah.
I was just wondering. Okay, I want to get into like your. Actually, I said that before. Yeah, I want to get into more of your future then.
Yeah.
So you were talking about Carthage, North Central, and then Southern California University.
Those are some. That's some schools. I applied to way more.
Those are the So those are the 3 that you want, though. Yeah.
I mean, a little bit. You know, there's a little bit more.
But Southern Cali's like number 1 probably. Yeah. So what do you want to study once you're there?
Computer science.
Computer science, really?
Yeah.
That's dope. What do you want to do with that?
Move into software developing, like a little bit into that cybersecurity type side.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. For like companies or.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then like maybe moving on, do my own company and all that.
Yeah. Software company. Yeah. Dude, that's dope.
I mean, that's just a part of it. I also want to get into a little bit of real estate, get apartment complexes and all that. I just want like income all around, so like someday I can just relax, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's another thing. Like, who was I talking to? I want to say. No, last episode, Drew Kalani, he got on and he was talking about how like he wants to, like scale his dad's company, call it like Kalani Incorporated, and whatever, and because they already have like a hotel and a few other businesses, and he wants to like merge them all under one like parent company or whatever.
Oh, I want to do
And so, basically, he was talking about like how he just wants to have like all of this. His parents would be happy and they can chill and whatever. And I think also Prey Pope, he was in a few episodes ago, and like me and him had like a long conversation about how like we just want to like retire parents. Like, buy them a house, like, and all that. So that kind of sounds like what you're talking about too.
Yeah, and I was telling my little brother and my mom the other day, someday when I have like the money and all that, like I'm financially stable myself. My dad does landscaping for a company, Winters Landscaping. It's an amazing company, like one of the top notch in the nation. I've met the boss and everything. He's a chill guy. But I told my parents, my mom and my little brother, I'm like, someday when I'm financially stable, I want to start my own landscaping company, and I don't even want to keep it. I'm gonna straight up give it to my dad. Like, put it under his name, buy him anything that he needs, but I want him to be the boss. Because that's partially his goal. It's just, like, he can't do it. Like, we have a house now, and, like, he has this space, but it's, like, he doesn't know where to start. So, like, someday I just want to, like, start it off and, like, straight up be like, here you go, that's your company now. Yeah. He's like, whatever you need, you just give me a call. I got you.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I love that. I think, especially as boys or like men, we all have like this like desire to make like our parents like lives like easier or whatever.
Definitely.
Just because like they've provided so much and we're grateful.
Yeah.
Especially I think guys like us, but I know there's definitely some ungrateful pieces of shit out there. Like, definitely. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, where would you want to live? Would you stay like around? You're talking about your parents, so I'm assuming maybe around like the Bartlett, South Elgin, Illinois area.
I mean, it depends where I end up in college, to be honest. Because if I end up in college in California, I'm most likely to get a job in California. So it's like I would have to stay down there. But if I go to school, like you go to Nebraska, if you ended up getting a job in Nebraska, it's like you would have to stay in Nebraska. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it definitely depends where I end up in college first.
Yeah, for sure. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So once you settle down wherever it is, do you plan on having kids?
Definitely.
For sure?
I mean,
what's your reason?
Depends. I mean, it depends, because obviously it all comes down also to like who I end up marrying.
Yeah.
You know, like if they want to have kids, how many they want to have. But for me, it's just like I want to start my own family. You know.
Yeah, of course.
Pass out like my legacy. You know, my last name and all that. So it's like I just want to like my bloodline essentially to keep on moving forward. Like you know.
Yeah.
It's like I want, like sure I can make a name like that can be renamed like remembered for generations from track or from like my job, but it's like who's gonna remember me and my family, you know?
Yeah, I think that's also like one of the most important things.
Yeah, and I mean above anything, I definitely want to have a baby girl, like a girl, because my parents wanted to have a girl but they couldn't. It ended up being just me and my little brother.
Yeah.
So and my mom really wants a girl, so I'm like, if I can have like a baby girl someday, it's
then
like
they can have like a granddaughter.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
But it all depends in the future. We'll see.
Yeah. For me, like I've talked about this multiple times on my podcast. Like I want boys, but I also do want a daughter, like you said. It's more of like for me, like I want to. It's like I want to protect her. I want to show her like how to like be safe and whatever. But because I know a lot of guys that say I never want to have a daughter in this world. Yeah. Stuff like they'd say things like that, and I'm like, dude, that's so like messed up. You're not even giving them a chance.
Exactly, and it's like you're not the one choosing like what's end up getting born. You know, you can't choose if it's gonna be a guy or a girl. And it all comes down to like how you raise them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's one of the things. Like I want to raise like the boys to like be better than me and whatever. Yeah. And basically, to just like continue like the legacy to continue like the name and whatever. And I think that's very very important.
Yeah, and that's even come up with my little brother. He's 11, turning 12 this year. And like when it comes down to like sports and like school and all that, my parents always tell him like, you gotta like keep going, and all that. And I'm like, yeah, like you can't just be me. He's like, my dad's like, he's gonna beat you. I'm like, good. That's why I hope. I don't want him to be just as good as me. I want him to like completely like be better than me. Like I straight up want him to be like a better man than me. Yeah. So like whenever I do something, I'm like, come on, let's go do it together or something. And like next year, I don't know where I'm gonna end up in college. I could end up like, down like in ECC, or like I can end up in California. So I'm like, come on, like I'm gonna teach you how to do like the stuff I do to help around the house. Like once I move, it's like you're gonna be there for them. It's like they're gonna have you helping them out still.
Yeah, I think dude, me and my brother did get close like the last year that I was here. Yeah. But I do like that idea of like trying to make him like a better person and all that. So that like you can, I don't know how you explained it pretty well. Yeah. Like you explained it well enough, yeah. So once you do have kids, I'm gonna say like, what sports would you want them to do? I'm not saying like you're gonna force them to do it, but like,
I mean, I'm not gonna force them to sport. I mean, I definitely want them to be active, involved in something. I would love them to do track, but I think I heard this from Usain Bolt. It's like, I think it was Usain Bolt. I'm not sure. And it's like, I can't force them to do track either. Like, sure, I would love them to like keep on my legacy of being a track runner, but it's like, they want to do soccer, go for it. I'm gonna support you. Yeah. You want to do basketball, go for it. I got you. Like, whatever you want to do, I will do my best to support you, to provide all the stuff that you need to like improve and be the best athlete you can be at the end. If you don't want to do sports, it's like you want to do orchestra, go for it. I got you. You want to do band, I got you. You want to be in the chess club, okay, I got you. I'll be there to support you. Sure. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like it's their lives. I can't force them to be just exactly as me. As long as they're like improving in their own ways, what more can I ask for?
Yeah, I get that. I respect that too. Yeah. Because I know like a lot of parents like force their kids to go into certain things. I mean, for me, I will say this: my parents did force me to do track. I ended up liking it. I did end up liking it. It's the same with Taekwondo. Yeah. My mom was like, but it was also a thing where like I was very like misbehaved and like disrespectful and all that. But like in the end, it did end up working out. Yeah. So I will say that, but I do think like allowing your kids to choose is very important too. Yeah, I
mean, I'm obviously gonna try and influence them into something, but like if they get to like teenage years, like 15, 16, they're like, I don't want to do sports anymore. I'm like, okay. Yeah. But like you still gotta do something like.
I think the difference too is like if they're lazy,
Yeah.
It's like, if they're not doing anything, then I'm gonna force them to do something.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you gotta do something. It's like you gotta start building up like for your future, because right now like I'm, you know, going into like college and all that, and it's like all that stuff I've done like with sports and stuff that helped me into college. You know, put that in my resume and all that. So it's like I want you to be prepared for life. So it's like, you know.
For sure, yeah. So you are Christian, yeah?
Catholic.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure. I'm assuming like as a Catholic.
Yeah.
That's something that you're not like. You're gonna make sure your kids probably are gonna be, yeah.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Why do you think like it's important that your kids are also Catholic?
Because at the end of the day, I mean, so obviously all beliefs, but it's like if they're Catholic, it's like they're gonna put their, how do you say it, their personal behaviors. They're gonna send their standards to the religion itself. You know, they're gonna look at like people that use drugs and all that, and they're gonna be like, that's not something that's right in my religion or something like that.
Yeah,
it doesn't come
like God frowns upon that.
Yeah. And it's like they're gonna become a better individual for society, being a little bit more religious, you know.
I think so, yeah.
It's like I can't force them to be religious, but like if I give them a good solid base, it's like that's all I can do as a parent, you know.
Yeah, it gives you like a what do you call that? Like a moral. Like it gives you like a moral compass.
Yeah.
Like a moral compass. So
yeah.
like you get put in a certain situation and then they'll know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like it's the same with me. So
yeah, like you go to a party and someone offers you drugs. It's like, okay, my parents taught me not to do that. It's like it comes down to like that very moment. It's like, do I believe my religion? Do I believe my parents, or do I just let myself be influenced? You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah, I think it's also, like you said, like with that situation, it could be your parents, but I think being more God fearing is more important.
Yeah.
Because you could think about like what your parents would do, but some kids aren't afraid of their parents. Some kids like disobey their parents. But if you're afraid of God, like if you would rather follow God, then I think that's even more more important.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask like, why do you, this is like a broad question, you can answer however you want. Why do you believe in God?
Because he has blessed my life. Simple as that. It's like, if it wasn't for him, at least in my perspective, because people are obviously not going to agree with what I'm about to say, it's like, he has blessed my life to the point where, like, I'm allowed to wake up every day. I'm allowed to have a roof, like, above my head. I'm allowed to have 4 walls. I'm allowed to have, like, a car I can drive every day. I'm allowed to have food on my plate. And that's not something, like, it's just forgiven. It's like, it's not something I just can take for granted, because the moment that like God wants to take it away, it's like boom, it's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something that like I can treasure. Something I gotta be thankful to God every day, because it's like, you know, it's all by His power. Like, you know, we were talking about track, me stepping to the line, competing, you know, all the workouts. It's all up to Him. Like if I do good, it's thanks to Him. If I fail, it's like, you know, He's putting me in the step back, but it's like He's not gonna stop me. My dad has a saying. It's like, God chokes, but He won't strangle you. He's like, He's gonna put you under pressure. He's gonna like put bumps in the road, but at the end of the day, He's like just shaping you so like you can accomplish your goal.
Yeah, exactly. Like me and my best friend from Creighton. His name's Miguel.
Yeah.
Shout out Miguel. I love Miguel. Me and him have like some of the deepest conversations ever, and a lot of it is kind of basically like that.
Yeah.
Because we talk about like how, especially with those that follow God, and people that, I mean, we kind of put it like this, like people that God wants to work through.
Yeah.
He'll always put a lot of challenges in their way.
Exactly.
Because that's what hardens you. That's what makes you a stronger individual, like stronger person.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like if He wants to work through you, you have to be strong.
Exactly. And it's like, I don't remember the exact like verse or like how it goes, but one of them is like, I can do anything through God because He's my strength.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one. It's like, I don't remember it specifically, but it's like, if you work through me, it's like you can walk and you won't get tired. You can soar with like wings of eagle. It's like, anything is possible as long as you have faith in him.
Yeah, of course. Actually, shout out God Inspires.
Oh yeah.
I got some of their stuff. I found it on Instagram.
Okay.
And I got it for Christmas from my mom. And dude, they I don't know, like sometimes you see like Christian stuff, like Christian clothes and stuff, and you kind of like, I mean, yeah, I agree with like the message and all that, but it kind of looks lame or whatever.
Yeah. But
I've seen, dude, some of the ones that like God Inspires has, like it has verses on it too.
Oh yeah.
So like people ask about it, that's like, you could talk about Jesus and all that. So I think that's really dope.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of like brands and stuff coming out. And
there's a lot of people like that. They're throwing their ideas out there, which is good. It's like
really cool.
It's like, get out there. You got nothing to lose.
Yeah. There's also, have you seen this? There's this one basketball player, like in the NBA. He's coming out with like a new like shoe, like sneaker or whatever. I don't pay attention to basketball, so I know I'd probably be making the same face, but it's like the first basketball shoe that has a Bible verse on it.
I think I heard really something like that.
Yeah, it's really cool, and he's like so humble about it. Because I remember somebody was interviewing him, and he wasn't even talking about like his brand or anything. He wasn't trying to promote nothing. He's just trying to like promote God. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not a basketball player, but I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, I think that's what's really cool. Like, low-key, I might get that shoe if it's not too expensive. Yeah. That's the one thing.
I mean, if you look at one of my spikes, I actually wrote a verse down. I say a 40-31.
I remember that.
Yeah. And it's like, it's because at the end of the day, whatever I do, it's all because of him. All glory goes to God.
Of course, bro. Do you think? Actually, I wanna move into like some random stuff, kind of. Right. Moving a little away from religion.
That's all right.
Go for it. What superpower would you choose if you had any?
Shoot.
I feel like I know which one it's gonna be, but I'm asking anyway.
Super speed.
I knew it, dude. I knew it.
Come on. I mean, I grew up watching The Flash. Come on.
Yeah, I knew it.
I mean, I haven't watched the last season. I mean, what season is it? Like season 9? I haven't watched it because I haven't had time.
I feel like I don't know. I don't like the drama anymore, but like the concept of a speedster is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I heard season 9 is not that bad, but I haven't watched it. But I mean, I've been like loyal to the series. I've watched everything else.
Interesting, yeah.
Even though I see people saying it's bad, I've watched it. Yeah.
Some people are just like quick to hate too.
Yeah.
I feel like. But the Flash, bro. What's like your favorite thing about the Flash? Is it like the fact that he can time travel, or is it stuff like other stuff? I mean,
superpower wise, probably like just how fast he can run. Like, come on, the lightning behind him and all that. It's like, it's crazy. But I mean, if we go like a little bit deeper, it's probably like sure, it's acting, but it's like he never gave up. You know, like he lost his powers. Who knows how many times, but like he still didn't give up. He'd find a way, you know. Yeah,
of course. I just think like from his, like if you were him, just like that perspective of seeing everything moving like real slow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works because like when he runs, he sees everything slow. Yeah. But when he's talking to people, it's not slow. I don't understand how that works.
It's only when he wants to use the power though.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, he has like the little thing, flashpoint or whatnot. He's like, if he wants to like talk to you and like, he can like start going fast when like you're like just frozen there. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
so he has like some manipulation, kind of.
And I mean, later on, he find out like the power. Like if he touches you, you can start going fast enough too, and like you can talk to him at like super speed.
Yeah. I remember like, that. Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I want that.
that show is so crazy.
Like, imagine taking a test, you're running out of time, like you just like, you know, you speed up to the point where like you can take all the time in the world.
Yeah, that's something wild too, because when you think about it, time is relative, obviously. So I've always thought about stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, just go into a room, everything dark, like windows shut, and leave your phone and like watching everything. You're not gonna know what time it is. As hard as you try, you're gonna lose conscious of time like almost immediately.
Yeah,
it's exactly. Like you might think it's been 5 minutes, but it could have been like an hour. And like as soon as you think of it, it's like.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's easier to, like when you're, like from your perception, I think it's easier to like speed time than to slow time.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, like, if you think about it, literally you could go to sleep and then wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Easy.
Essentially.
But to slow time, it's a little different because, I mean, what am I trying to explain here? This is going to sound dumb as hell. I think it already does sound dumb. But, like, you just have to be awake and not do anything, and it feels like it's forever. Yeah,
exactly.
So,
and it's like,
yeah,
you can make time go faster, like how you said, like go to sleep. Yeah. But it's like if you're just awake, no entertainment, like just going to work.
Entertainment too.
Yeah,
entertainment speeds it real fast, and you feel like time went by.
Like video games, like you can be playing video games. Next thing you know, it's like you spend 5 hours. Yeah. And it's like, damn.
Especially if you're not checking like the time or whatever. It feels like it goes by real fast.
Exactly. So if you go to like an completely empty room with nothing, it's like you're not gonna know how much time is going by because it's like you got nothing to do.
Yeah, I think like like those like monks or whatever.
Yeah.
And people that are like gurus, people that live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And just all they do is meditate. I bet you those kind of people have like can do like what I'm talking about. They can slow time kind of and like change their perception.
Not only that, they must have a strong as well.
Yeah, willpower especially.
Like to just be there like with their eyes closed the whole day and all that, it's like, how can you do that?
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't last.
Yeah, it's crazy. The power of like the human mind too.
Yeah.
I know when I had Famous Jay on here, he was talking about how he went to a park on like his 21st birthday.
Yeah.
And he legit sat on a bench and meditated for 2 hours.
Damn.
I could never, dude.
Yeah,
That's
no, 2 hours is too much.
I would get distracted by everything.
I mean, I've tried meditating just to relieve my mind a couple times, but I can never go longer than like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's really crazy.
Yeah.
I've always been afraid, like astral projection and shit like that. I don't know about that because I feel like, I mean, obviously, if you're in a dream and you accidentally do it, like, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
But I was listening to shout out Isaac and G. They got on like a long ass time ago. I think they were episode 30.
Something like that.
But did you watch their episode?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because they were talking about this one guy. His name was oh shoot, his name's escaping me. He was an ex-Satanist.
Okay.
And yeah, no, his name is completely gone. I can't remember his name. But he was an ex-Satanist, and he would talk about how, like, while he was a Satanist, obviously, one of the things that he would do all the time was astral projection.
Yeah. And
stuff like that. And isn't that wild? I feel like they used it for what he called spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Because he can leave his body and then go, like, whatever he did. I don't remember, like, cast spells on people and stuff like that.
No.
Just, like, really crazy stuff.
Yeah, nah.
And he always talked about, like, how he'd use astral projection. And then when he came across, like, a Christian, it's like there was, those people were, like, barred off. He couldn't do anything to them. Because like, God protected them.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think that's why it's important to, like, stick to prayer and
definitely.
like be Christian, like believe in God and be like also God fearing too.
Yeah, definitely. Like every night before I go to sleep, I'm like, please protect me.
Yeah.
It's like, please protect me. Keep blessing me. Like, I'm sorry for whatever I did today. Like that was bad. Like, keep protecting me. At the end of the day, everything's because of you.
Yeah. Dude, bro, how did we go from the flesh?
Yeah, I know.
Back to like the same conversation. I think that's crazy. I want to take this a different route then.
All right, go for it.
We were talking about the Flash. I want to ask, do you think like time travel would ever be possible?
Definitely.
Really?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Forward or back?
Both.
Really?
Yeah. Because think about it. We talked about it. Time is relative.
Yeah.
In the future, this moment could have already happened. So it's like, it could definitely happen. I mean, technology is improving. We got like Elon Musk working on who knows what,
Yeah. I just think like, it's hard because, you see like all the theories of how time would work in like movies and TV. But, like in real life though,
I mean,
I feel like if it ever existed, it would always exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they invented backward time travel in the past,
exactly,
then it would always exist throughout time.
That's my point. Time is just relative at that point. It's like, sure, they can make a time machine in 20 years, but then like if they go back in time, it's like, okay, it exists at that time point too now.
No, yeah, but I'd feel like we'd be seeing like time travels everywhere. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Have you watched Rick and Morty?
Not really.
So there's this episode where I think it's like this race of snakes.
Okay.
Yeah, this race of like snakes. I think it's like an alternate reality where there's like snakes. They get time machines. And throughout all of their history, now they all have time machines.
Yeah,
and they're all traveling back to this one point, and there's like 50 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because I don't know, like I feel like we could be in like, I don't know, like it's got to be like a very like notable point in time. Like I think obviously Hitler, like if you go back in time, like to change what happened with like Hitler, kill Hitler, like a lot of people use that as an example. I feel like he would be one of the number one priorities. Like a lot of people would go back and try to change that. But at the same time, we haven't seen that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'd be hard to see that because
I mean,
it would be rewritten, and then it'd be like it never happened.
Yeah, but like then let's go back to the Flash when he went back in time to stop his mom from dying. You know, that whole Flashpoint thing, like new timeline. That's a bad thing about like if time travel ever happens. Like, how do we know the effects that it'll have?
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things because I don't know how it works in real life. I don't know the rules for it, so I feel like it would be kind of weird.
I feel like the technology can definitely be made, like the way humanity is like evolving and all that. But I feel like it would be too dangerous for someone to actually use it.
I completely agree.
So it's like...
That's what I agree.
I mean, we saw it, like, you know, Avengers Endgame. Like, when they time travel, like, the whole theory that Bruce Banner did. It's like, they took the time stones from a certain point, and it's like, new timeline, but, like, if they brought it back at the same point, it's like...
It's like it never
happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, it can happen, but then, like, what's the point of time traveling then?
Yeah.
It's like you can just go back and see everything again. You can't really like interact or see anything because it's like, okay, I'm gonna change and like do a new timeline, changing like the whole future that you're trying to go into.
Yeah, dude, time travel is such a crazy topic. I don't know the rules.
Me neither.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people theorize the rules and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What's my next question? Do you think, aside from like time travel technology, what do you think is like the craziest technology that you think could exist in the future?
Could exist at this point? To be honest, just flying cars. First thing that comes to mind. I mean, I can see it happening soon. Because, I mean, we got the airplanes. Just, like, put some rockets instead of wheels. We're good. But it's, like, that's something I'm going to find crazy no matter what.
Yeah. I don't know what the method of flying would be.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I have no idea. Because if it's fans, like, I know I said this a few times on the podcast.
You'll probably need too many fans.
It'd be, number one, it'd be, like, a big fan or, like, a whole bunch of fans. But the problem with fans is it's loud. Exactly. Like, have you ever heard a helicopter?
Yeah.
Like, you'll wake up all your neighbors.
Exactly. But, I mean, as I was saying, like, you've seen the fighter jets, like, the Army has, like, the little rocket in the back.
Yeah.
It's like, put some of those, but it's like...
Are those quiet, though?
I mean, I've never heard of one, so it's...
There's gotta be, like stealth jets or something.
Probably.
I don't want to like leak classified data or nothing. But
yeah.
If there was a like method of having like a stealth propulsion thing,
I feel like that could definitely go into a car.
Yeah, but it's also gotta be like compact and small.
Yeah, a lot small.
Big enough for like something like a car, and it's also gotta be very, very, what's the word? Like mobile.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be able to...
I feel like you should
like move around back and forth, up, down.
And I mean, I would feel like you would also have to make it like so it can switch between like the wheels or not.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like,
so the wheels come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that in some show.
Probably like Back to the Future.
Probably.
Or like the Jetsons or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those cars are crazy. The problem would be the infrastructure, like because streets would be almost useless, but
at that point,
like once you move everything to the air, you run the risk of like cars landing on houses and all of that.
Like what happens if you run out of fuel in the sky?
Yeah,
so, like, you just like plummet to the ground.
Exactly. They'd have to build like some kind of force field about houses or something.
I mean, they would just essentially have to like take all the street lights up. Like make them fly too.
Yeah, those. Yeah, that's another thing. Lighting, because you could crash into other cars pretty easy.
Exactly.
It'd definitely be efficient. Like you can move fast.
Yeah.
I think the infrastructure just isn't there because we're built for 2D. We're not built for 3D.
It's like how are people gonna like actually like learn all that stuff? It's like it's hard to know what the person next to you is gonna like take it as.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's I don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I think it is. Okay, one last question, and then we'll probably wrap this up.
Alright.
So for things like track and like, I'd guess maybe like combat sport. Actually, I'd say probably like any sport. Do you think like it'd be possible? So have you seen what's it called? Real Steel.
Definitely.
So so that kind of scenario. Do you think that like we'll ever be at a point where we just have robots be our form of like be in sports and be like a form of entertainment?
I feel like definitely, yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I mean, you watch Real Steel, like like the way they are all entertained watching the robots fight. Like I can definitely see that like happening, but at the same time, like Real Steel, like it's the guy's still there, like controlling, like Adam making the fight. So I can see that happening, but at the same time, it's like people are still gonna want to be involved in the sport. Like for track, like if we see robots race, like okay, but it's like if you see like an actual human go against a robot, it's like
I think it's the human potential that makes it interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But with robots, what am I trying to say? Do you remember Zeus from the movie?
Yeah.
He's like the big bad, like he's the number
boss.
Yeah, the big boss. I think his like software he was adaptable. Like I don't think anybody really needed to control him.
No.
Where he basically just adapted to whatever move the person did, I think.
Kind of, yeah.
The robot did. I could be...
No, yeah, because when, like, the final battle against Adam, they're, like, manual override or something, like, so he can start controlling him. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. So, I think that's also another thing, where people won't be, like, controlling the robots. Yeah. They'd be, like, ChatGPT, like, and already artificial intelligence.
And that's what's scary, like, AI, they can take over whenever they want at this point. I mean, I saw it on Twitter the other day. Apparently, some robot, I don't know where. I think it was Tesla, but he left like some worker like bleeding, and like he's got into his like scratched his back and everything. I'm like, shoot, we're screwed,
dude. Yeah. Shout out Jumpers Jump. I don't know if you know that podcast, but they're. I aspire to be like them.
Hey.
They were talking about this. This case, I think it was. I don't think it was Tesla. Okay. It was some other factory.
Yeah.
Where they have like those giant like robotic arms.
Yeah.
It picked up a dude, and it thought he was a box.
Okay.
So it started like folding him up, and he just got completely crushed.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, dude, he was like completely gone. He was dead. And they couldn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what sucks.
And I mean, I look at like movies like I, Robot, like with Will Smith, and it's like, what's gonna stop the robots if we get to that point?
Yeah.
It's like they're pure technology, and like you look again at like the Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
It's like we don't got superheroes like they can stop.
Exactly,
like
dude. Like we got like Mike Tyson, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't got anything, dude.
Like,
because we're just bugs to them. If they make a big enough robot, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they're like, sure, we're giving them like the codes and everything, but at the end of the day, they are the codes. Yeah. So like the moment like they learn enough, like Ultron, like he saw what humans did, and he's like, yeah, they should be gone. Like the moment they realize that stuff, it's like, how are we gonna stop them? It's like, if they are the code, how are we gonna beat that?
Yeah, dude, that's freaking crazy. Robots, dude. I don't think our. See, the thing is, our AI is already so far. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think our technology is that far. I mean, there's always like what the military has and what we don't know about.
Area 51, we don't know.
Yeah, there's always the stuff we don't know about. But from what the public knows, like our robotics isn't far enough.
Yeah.
To my knowledge.
I mean,
to pull off an Ultron scenario, I don't think.
I mean, we only get told what they want us to believe. So it's like, as much as we know, we can have a flying car somewhere already. Yeah. We can have a time machine already built like in this year, and it's like we wouldn't know because it's like they're keeping it hidden.
Especially with, like you said, like flying or like Area 51, like flying saucers and shit. I'm pretty sure it's already confirmed, but like everyone knows that they're experimenting with like flying saucers and like taking them apart and stuff like that. If we use that tech to make flying cars, that's definitely possible, I think.
I mean, at that point, we can just make better spaceships.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because those things, like their acceleration is unmatched by anything human.
Exactly, and I mean, they gotta make them fast enough so like they can enter the atmosphere. It's like,
yeah, exactly. And the other thing is like if you wanna, the aliens have to be able to come from somewhere that's so far. I'm assuming.
I mean, not only far, but like advanced.
Yeah.
It's like they probably already went through like what we're going right now with our technology. They gotta be like way older than us.
Yeah, they could be millions of years ahead of us.
Exactly.
Or like thousands.
Exactly.
That's what I think is interesting. I think that aliens are real, but there's also like the side of me that's like, I'm Christian and I don't know what to do with that information if it's true.
Exactly. Every so often, like I stop and think about it too, but I'm like, if they were real, it's like what's stopping them from already showing up? It's like if they got the spaceships to come to Earth, that means they have the technology. Like if they really wanted to take us over.
Yeah, just to take us over. And we don't know what like their motivation is.
Exactly.
But I mean, I always thought like it could be like a what do you call it? Like a devil deceiving. Like if they ever do come, it'd be like, this is how he's proving that Christianity's invalid or something. You know what I mean? Or like all these religions are invalid, and that like atheism is a thing. But yeah. So I've never like part of me is like, dude, it's like left and right for me because like on the left side, like I have 100% certain they definitely exist.
Yeah.
Other side of me is like, I don't know if it's like deception.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to believe.
Exactly. It's like you got your own beliefs or like religion and all that. And it's like with our religion, it's like God created Earth. And it's like if God only created Earth and he's like the all powerful, it's like, wouldn't we already have met his other children if there really was something else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a life outside the world.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's what's crazy. I've talked about it like with a few of my friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, like a lot of people think that it's what do they call them? Like the Nephilim or like whatever, or like angels or fallen angels or like other races or whatever that are mentioned in the Bible. But a lot of that's just like speculation. Nobody really knows. And a lot of that's like, how do you say? I don't want to say canon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
A lot of that's not canon. Yeah. Like a lot of that's not actually in the Bible.
Yeah, like for example, like, you know, aliens, we don't know about that, but like going back to the Bible, we like all those stuff, like going to like Mexican culture, like La Llorona. My mom told me she actually heard it once, like back in Mexico. And like that actually made me trip, and it's like, okay, if my mom heard it, it's like, it's probably...
Is that like an alien story? Or
nah,
like a ghost story?
Ghost story, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, we believe in ghosts, but like, wouldn't that somehow have a relation, like, to aliens maybe?
Yeah. I don't know, because I always thought of ghosts as like, I don't know if you've seen The Conjuring or not, but I've seen ghosts as like something that demons move through. So if you believe that demons exist, then I think ghosts are kind of like their puppets. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
Or they're able to like harness.
I mean, the way I see like demons is just as ghosts with like type of like bad like terms with humanity. Like they're not done in this world.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen movies like Casper. Like he was just like the friendly ghost, you know, someone like you could actually be like friends with if you wanted to. But then we look at like the demons in like The Conjuring. It's like they have unfinished business in this world. Like
that's one of the things, bro. I feel like some of those ghosts in like The Conjuring. Why are they like? I feel like why are they like bored enough to like want to torment people? Like I don't get it.
I really don't.
There's always like a explanation.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, demons, like they serve the devil, obviously, and like it's normally to stray people from God. Yeah. I think. What I always thought is it's kind of like they want to make you more afraid of the devil than of God. And I think it's more important to be God-fearing, or like people say, like don't be more afraid of like going to hell, be more afraid, or I forgot how it goes. You know, do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You shouldn't focus on being afraid of going to hell. You should be like focus on like being good and believing in God, so you can go get into heaven, obviously, right? Yeah. I think it's like it's very similar in both like, situations. Definitely. I don't know. But yeah, I think this was a good discussion. I want to do a quick summary of what we went over. So we talked about like moving into next semester. Basically how you're doing. You talked about like you had an injury and all that. Growing up, like your childhood, and then getting older, like your hobbies and all that, how it's changed, and then we went into a long discussion about track, goals we've already reached, you versus you, and then we talked about like memories, favorite thing, hardest thing, and then we talked a little bit about diet, and then college, kids, Christianity, and then we jumped into a few random things about like superpowers, the Flash. That spun into religion again, and then we talked about technology, and then cyborgs. And then somehow that also spun into religion. Yeah. I think I talk about religion a lot. Yeah. So yeah, I figured with you because I know like you're Catholic. Yeah. So I might as well.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
I don't know if you expected talking about that going in, but to be honest, a lot of my podcasts spiral.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. I will ask one final. As you know, like you probably know, I always ask for advice for whoever's listening, life advice or whatever you want to add.
Simple, just patience. Nothing comes up like overnight. You know, the most successful people, like they took their time. They went to the lab, like the quote from Usain Bolt: "The hard work's in the background, the composition's the easy part. You gotta be patient with everything. Treat your body like a temple." Take care of it, and then when the time comes, it will come.
Yeah, I like that. I think a lot of people are impatient now. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, like for example in track, they work out for like 2 months, they don't see results, they give up. But like going back to Usain Bolt, his quote was like he worked out for 4 years just to run his world record of 9:58, and like people don't see results in a couple months. They're like, yeah, I'm done. It's like. Stuff doesn't happen in like that short time. It's like it takes a very long time.
A lot of times it's a lifetime too. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Definitely. So I think this episode, obviously, especially how we started, a lot of it was very motivational. Yeah. and how we're ending it is a lot of motivational.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's also the stuff with like beliefs and all of that. So that's also very important, obviously, and some interesting stuff we talked about. Yeah. So, number one, that's some stuff that people can take away. I want to thank you for getting on today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Arturo. Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Goal Swole Podcast. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a like, and if you plan on listening to any future episodes, make sure to subscribe and click that notification button.